Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website of Historia Auctions based in Germany, and we're going to have a look at one of their latest auctions. This is a general auction which has thousands of items, as you can see here, spread over quite a few days. This particular auction, or the items we're looking at, are under the collectibles section. Annoyingly, they're spread over a few different pages in this catalogue, so that's unfortunate, but these items are finishing on the 20th of January, so bear that in mind. I think the buyer's premium is about 20%. It's really quite unclear on this website. I've been looking around a bit. Certainly if you look through the sale room, then it's 27% in total with extra fees. So I think it's somewhere around that, between 20 to 27%. This is a German auction, so bear that in mind if you're looking to bid on it. If you're kind of outside of kind of Germany or outside of Europe, look into the terms and conditions, shipping, etc., all of that stuff. Actually quite an interesting auction in general, this, to be fair, so if you like auctions and stuff, definitely worth looking at. But in any case, let's kind of get into it and see what we have. So on page 3 under the collectibles section is a hand harmonium by Edouard Houpin, France, late 19th century. That's slightly interesting. We don't see these too often. And nice little kind of box case. So that's kind of an interesting item. I think that is the only item on page 3. As I said, it's a bit random how this auction is spread out. So we're going to move on to page 4, but there are some curious items here. So here we have a banjo made in Korea, 20th century, looking for €100 on that. Pretty standard, nothing too crazy there. It's an Ibanez electric bass, but oh no, there's one image. We missed the image of the front for some reason, but €100 on that. Once again, standard. Here is an interesting cello though. Saying a cello, probably Italy, 19th century, starting price €50. Cello, probably Italy, 19th century, inscribed on a label in the body, Caspar de Salo in Brescia. So it has an interesting head here. So this looks like one of those Dreifuger kind of violins, like these probably French or German kind of instruments with these kind of ornate kind of carvings after this kind of famous lute maker that was part of the Tiefenbrucker family. It looks to be one of these, but it's very difficult and there's only this one picture, so it's almost impossible to tell, but it doesn't particularly scream kind of Italian to me. I don't think that's what it is, but if anyone has any comments on that, please let me know. But an interesting cello, if you can get it for €50, I think you'd be pretty lucky. I think it's going to go for a lot more than that. And I think that is all for this page 4. I think the next stuff is a bit further on. I think we are on to page 5. So let's see, I think we've got a few violins in this auction, a few other bits here and there. Let's just go through and make sure that we don't miss anything. Yeah, here we go. So we've got 9 violin bows in a box. Once again, not very good pictures there. They're looking for €200. Very kind of difficult to tell exactly what is here, unfortunately. We've got a violin in a case from saying Belgium, 19th century, NF so could be possibly correct there. Once again, not great pictures on this one. €100 starting bid. Saying a violin in case, 19th to 20th century. Let's have a look at the picture. €50 to start. That looks pretty standard. Shame that there's only not many pictures. Violin in a case, 19th century, they're saying. Let's have a look. difficult to really see what's going on there. The arching looks quite high, possibly has a net graft, but with this lone image it's very difficult. Another violin here. So it's Johannes Jaes from Tyrol, 1780, €200 to start. It's again kind of unclear what that is. And let's move on. Another violin here, Mark Kirkin, 19th century. Doesn't look too exciting, that one. Another violin, John Baptist Schweitzer. This looks like your standard 19th century kind of trade violin. You see a lot of these Schweitzer labelled instruments in the US. It's quite common. Another violin with an Armati label. Let's have a look. Once again, really not easy to tell, and it's the worst view on the side. Violin case, probably Hopf, 1850. Let's have a look. Does look like that kind of Hopf shape. Be interesting to see the back. Viola and 2 bows. Let's see, probably around 1750. What's the let's have a look. Once again, kind of difficult to say what's going on, but bows look kind of interesting. The instrument looks like it's had a few repairs. Can't quite see the exact size of it there. Another violin here with a Strad label. Looks fairly standard kind of trade instrument. More violins. Inscribed Albert Knupfer. Looks in quite fair condition, but hard to tell what it is. Violin and bow in case. Klotz, it's saying. Let's see. Bow looks kind of halfway okay. It looks like a kind of standard 19th century violin from what I can see, but once again, with one picture, difficult to tell. Violin and bow, Leandro Biziak label. Bow, Toma. Yeah, once again, I think without additional pictures, very difficult to know what's going on there. Another viola, Fritz Kraub, €150. Violin in a violin case around 1900. It's like kind of bizarre way to photograph an instrument. Not really too impressed with this auction house. Violin probably around 1800. Hopf, they're saying. Yeah, it's really difficult to say what's going on there. Another one here saying Reichel, Mark Kirkin, €300 are looking for that. Yeah, could potentially be interesting with better pictures. Another viola and bow, Heinrich Robert Seidel. That's pretty standard type thing. Violin there, Mark Kirkin, 20th century. Okay, that's pretty uninspiring. Viola in case, Friedrich Rogier Halberstadt, 1928. Not too exciting. Violin with 2 bows, saying 19th century. Probably about correct. Another violin with Fritz Steiner label. Another violin, quite a few violins here. Another Leandro Biziak label. Doesn't look quite correct. Violin repaired by Ernst Liebig in Breslau. Hard to tell. Needs a bit of work. Another violin there. A Matisse repaired Vienna. Looks fairly standard instrument there. Another violin with the Steiner label. Mittenwald violin, first half of the 20th century. Michael Reindl. They're looking for €2,000 here, so this is higher level. Without seeing other pictures, hard to comment. Another violin here with a Venaccia label there. So interesting. See if we can zoom in a little bit here. Hard to see, kind of looks like it might have a neck graph there. A fairly interesting scroll there. Yeah, it'd be probably good to see better pictures of that instrument. If you're interested in any of these, definitely message the auction house. I'm sure they'll give you better pictures. It's unfortunate that they've not made the effort for this. As I said many times, a lot of auction houses are still in the behind the times when it comes to modern online auctions. They don't really understand the benefit of good photos, really. They just want to churn stuff out, so it's not good for buyers, it's not good for sellers. So anyway, they'll rant over. Mandolin, 19th century, or probably late 19th century. It's fairly standard, nothing crazy there. Banjo, same 20th century. It's again nothing too crazy on that. Mandolin, probably late 19th century. Looks like no label. Once again, nothing too crazy there. I think that is it for this page. As I said, a really interesting auction in general. Some pretty cool stuff. Then I think we need to skip to page number 7 to see. And there aren't many other items left now. We're towards the end of this auction now, but I think there's possibly one item or a couple of items on page 7. Yeah, it's an acoustic guitar here. Excelsior. This is very kind of generic guitar there. €80. That seems a bit optimistic. This is quite interesting actually. Harp, probably 19th century. The upper bow with Aztec-like head. Yeah, it's kind of unusual. This harp. Not quite seen one like this before. So yeah, curious one. Very interesting. I think that's it for this page, and I think we just have maybe one or two items on page number 8. So there's nothing. Oh yeah, this is just a violin lamp. Pretty sure this is just a trade violin that they use there, but you do wonder if any nice violins have been used for such things in the past. But in any case, that I think is just a tradey violin. I think that's that. Let's go here, see what we have. I think we definitely have like at least one instrument on this page. I can't quite remember where it is, so we're just looking at all this other interesting stuff in between, and somewhere here is the last instrument. Oh, it's a table bell. Not quite our field, but yes, so there's another harmonium here, similar to the other one. Inscribed Ward harmonium there, €60. Not quite as nice as the other one. Got a trumpet as well. Trumpet in case. Amati Kraslis. Pretty standard there. And I think mandolin. Very standard one there. And I believe that is probably it. Yeah, as far as musical instruments go. So there you go. That's the Historia auction, a very general auction house. They do so many things. I guess that's probably the reason why they've not really bothered doing any decent pictures. So a few kind of interesting looking instruments in this sale. some interesting violins. Not very helpful in terms of photos or descriptions, so if you're interested in something, you'll have to contact them yourself and try and get some information out of them. But good to see anyway, good to look at these other auctions. So yeah, that's it really. Link will be in the description as always. Check it out, see what you think, and thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Ciao. Many thanks for tuning in to the Musical Instrument Investigator. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and turn on notifications, and watch out for the next video coming soon.